Trying to explain alliteration to your kids? Use the examples in this article. They might make your job easier. Studying figures of speech in the English language is one of the most enjoyable experiences. At least for those who have a passion for the language. And one of the most fun figures of speech is alliteration. It is one of the simplest to learn, simplest to understand, and definitely simple to identify. Well, isn't that what they're all about? Accurate identification is the key to knowing and understanding the numerous figures of speech that have been used in poetry and fiction since ages. So, read, in this article, some examples that have been specially mentioned to teach alliteration to kids. They will definitely make your job of explaining this extremely easy literary device even easier. What is alliteration? Alliteration is a figure of speech in which the sound of a vowel a, e, I, o, u, or consonant, other letters of the alphabet, is repeated for poetic effect. Alliteration is of two types, assonance and consonants. Assonance, in this type, the sound of the vowel or diphthong combination of vowels like oi in coin or ai in praise is repeated. For example, she sees sheep sleeping. In this example, the sound e is repeated. Hence, it is termed as assonance. Consonants, in consonants, the sound of the consonants or a combination of consonants is repeated for better effect. For example, she shouted and shooed the sheep to the shelter. Here, the sound of the consonants sh is repeated. This makes it consonants. Examples. A favorite alliteration poem that is taught to young children is Betty Botter bought some butter, but, she said, the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter it will make my batter bitter, but a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter better than her bitter butter, and she put it in her batter and the batter was not bitter. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bit of better butter. In this example, you can see that the sound of the consonant b is being repeated. The repetitive sound of the consonant is what makes it so easy to identify. Another popular user of alliteration was Dr. Seuss, the famed children's books writer. Read this example from his book Fox in Socks. Through 3 cheese trees 3 free fleas flew. While these fleas flew, freezy breeze blew. Freezy breeze made these 3 trees freeze. Freezy trees made these trees chiz freeze. That's what made these 3 free fleas sneeze. Here, the sound of the vowel z is being repeated. This creates a funny effect and it becomes easier for the kids to read and say. Didn't I tell you? It's so easy to learn. Given below are some other examples too, just for your reference. So you can test your kids by giving them in a jumble of sentences and ask them to pick out the ones with alliteration in them. Here's the list. The Baron was busy as a bee. The dog was dead as a doornail. Gary gathered the garbage. Paula planted the petunias in the pot. Drew threw the few new screws. Lazy lizards lying like lumps. Show Sean Sharon's shabby shoes. Boil the butter and bring it by the bank. Find fancy foods. Kim comes to cut colorful kites. So, do you think you have enough examples to explain alliteration to your kids now? I thought so. So, go and delight your darlings using tongue twisters for this funny figure of speech.